So, lads, today we are going to be talking about something that has been very much needed for the WNBA. And it's something that is going to improve the league tenfold in terms of its perception, in terms of promotion of players, and that is all the players. I made plenty of videos about how the WNBA, especially on social media, like it seems like it's selective coverage of players where it's like, oh, we don't want to cover Caitlin Clark for this, so we're covering nobody. Whereas it's like, the problem isn't that the WNBA is not, social media itself is not doing a good enough job with Caitlin Clark. It's the fact, one, they're doing that, but two, they're doing a bad job with everybody. With literally everybody. Like, Caitlin Clark's name has been misspelled multiple times by the WNBA official social media. According to the All W First Team graphic, Aja Wilson played for the Sparks. Like, it's madness. It is absolutely madness, some of the stuff they got away with. But now, the WNBA are trying to hire a creative director to spearhead the creative development process and establish a consistent, distinctive brand and voice for the league. So let's see what exactly it is. So 4 days a week in New York office. The NBA is committed to yada yada. Group summary or job summary. Creative director responsible for the overall creative direction of brand. The WNBA is looking for a creative director to spearhead the creative development process and establish a consistent, distinctive brand and voice for the league. Its hands-on role will oversee internal design projects and external experiential efforts from concept to completion. So obviously, like, look, it's not just the social media person. Like, it's a creative director for the whole thing. But any smart creative director is going to say, okay, look at what our players are doing. Promote the heck out of them. And that's all it is. Where it's like, Caitlin Clark does something for charity. Promote it. Angel Reese does something big in fashion. Promote it. Aja Wilson's at a Heat game. Promote it. Cam Brink does something. Promote it. That is as simple as that. That is the easiest thing you have to do. Obviously, their job is to be basically the head of it all. So it's a little bit different than, a social media admin. They're going to have a social media team that's unbiased. Like, yeah, the social media team is incredibly unbiased. Like, to be honest, like, I knew it was really bad when the social media team at the start of the year, they literally had a Twitter Spaces, where they brought on a bunch of people to talk about the Rookie of the Year. And at this stage, Caitlin Clark was not quite clearly the Rookie of the Year. This was like mid-June, where it was like, look, Caitlin is the Rookie of the Year, but, Angel Reese having a hell of a year too. Like, I don't think there was ever really a stage where Caitlin relinquished the number one rookie spot, but I do think that there were stages in the year where Angel got very close. Like, I mean that because, like, we forget Caitlin Clark had that 3-point game. She had a 7-point game followed by a 3-point game followed by followed by 30 then 7. Like, she had a couple of very iffy games coming in, like, around the start of the year. So yeah, like, it was close at one stage. But during the Rookie of the Year conversation, an entire space titled Rookie of the Year, Caitlin Clark's name was not mentioned. They talked about Kate Martin. And they almost only talked about the race between Cameron Brink and Angel Reese. And why was the race between Cameron Brink and Angel Reese? Was it anything they were doing on the floor? No. It was about pre-game fits and aura. The name Caitlin Clark was not mentioned in a Rookie of the Year conversation on the official WNBA platform. Like, we have to, like, that type of stuff has to stop. It really does. And it is, like, that's one of the big things. And that's one of the things that it's important, where it's like having a proper, ask the Indiana Fever for recommendations. If only I knew someone in this line of work. Like, this new creative director would make twice as much as Caitlin Clark per year. 140 to 175K, I mean, not a bad paying job. I mean, in New York, that's probably not a lot of money. But, you can definitely, to be fair, in New York, going into the office is probably not a lot of money. But still, if you're smart about it, as frugal as possible, it is a decent chunk of money. That's mad. I said with this salary, they won't find anybody competent. They're not serious. Barely covers rent in New York. Yeah, like it's not ideal. It's not ideal, but it's not a terrible salary. It's not, honestly. 140k. If you are frugal enough, 140k is fine. So Bria Whitaker, go get it. Somewhat like, I don't know anything about her, but I do know she interacts positively with the person that called positively on here with the person who called Caitlin Clark at school SH00TER. So I would ideally this would be somebody who has nothing to do with the WNBA, who has nothing to do with WNBA content, who has nothing to do with being in the media, because we all know the media is so heavily skewed against her. Like we all know that. Like when it comes to the traditional WNBA media, and by traditional, like there are a lot of people I'm not talking about. Like, sorry, like, yeah, I'll say the media because I'm not even calling most ex-players because it's literally just Swoops. As far as ex-players are concerned, it's just Cheryl Swoops. But like, Cheryl Swoops isn't even, like, she's just refusing to talk about Caitlin Clark as a basketball player. But like we all know in the media, harassment towards Caitlin is A-OK. Like we've all learned that. We've all learned harassment towards Caitlin is A-OK from a lot of the media. So ideally, whether it be someone in media or someone with a Twitter presence or anyone who's ever had a media credential at anything WNBA related, they should not be getting this job. The job is absolutely to promote the league. It should be someone completely outside. It should genuinely be someone completely outside of everything where there are no biases. Because if there are biases, it leads to X player being promoted or X player being ignored or Y player being ignored. Because now you've got Paige coming in next year. You've got potentially Flaw J next year, if not the year after. You've got all these players coming in with huge followings where it's like you have to take advantage of this as a league and doing exactly what you shouldn't do, as in going at somebody or employing somebody who has already got biases potentially against your biggest star or biases against, heck, an awful lot of people when it comes to this, especially that were in the WNBA media before, would have biases either against Caitlin Clark or against Angel Reese or against both, which is not good. Which is not good at all for anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, whether you guys agree or disagree. I think the most important thing with this hire is that they get somebody that is so far away from all the crap that went on last year. Like, I would look through Twitter account, and if they've said anything negative about Caitlin Clark or Angel Reese, or they've even gotten involved in this whole thing, one way or another, no. It has to be someone completely impartial. Otherwise, we're going to get more spaces where instead of talking about basketball for Rookie of the Year, they talk about aura and pre-game fits, which is why the league was not taken seriously for so long. So anyway, I'll see you guys.